Hey, Dave Sheener, founder Go Vegan Grow, and in this short video training I'm going to speak about the high carb, low fat vegan diet and whether it's good or bad in my opinion. Because this is a diet that's getting more and more publicity all the time. There's many high profile vegan activists or vegan proponents that are advising this, and I just wanted to give my little opinion on this. Again, it's something you can take on board, or I invite discussion below the video. So place your comments, your questions, your thoughts, feedback on this video and this topic below the video, and let's get some discussion going. Firstly, I'm not a big fan of the whole no fat or low fat. This is a big part of this high carb low fat diet. A lot of times it's even no fat, saying that all fat is bad. That is not something that I agree with at all. I do agree that we do need to limit our fat intake, because at the end of the day, fat does contain more calories per gram. So it's 9 calories per gram instead of carbohydrates are 4 and protein is 4. So we do need to watch that in terms of looking at our waistlines and our body and things like that. Plus, consuming way too much fat, good or bad, is not going to be good for you. Like, everything is about moderation. Doesn't matter whether it's good fats, bad fats, proteins, carbs, whatever it is. Okay, so that's one point. I don't agree with the whole thing of no oils, no avocados, no nuts, no nut butters, none of these foods. They're all natural foods, and the way I look at it is, if something is natural, it's good for you. Okay, but you still at the same time maybe need to watch how much you're consuming. So like an avocado, there's no way an avocado is bad for you. But if you're having like 3 or 4 avocados a day, that's a lot of excess fat calories, a lot of calories overall, which in time is definitely going to cause you some fat gain unless you're doing incredible amounts of exercise. And again, that's a lot of fat to be consuming in your diet, because the percentage, you don't want to have it hugely high. Fat should be a smaller percentage of your overall diet for sure. So avocados, nuts, nut butters, oils, things like olive oil and so on. Remember, oil is like hundreds and hundreds of compressed olives, for instance, if it's an olive oil. So remember, even a spoon, 2 spoons, it's a lot of calories. So don't drown your foods with the oils. Put in like a little bit just for a bit of flavor, or if it's for cooking. And eating, again, olives themselves, that's fine as well. So, as I said, from my perspective, from the fat side, consume the good fats, leave out the bad fats, but just be conscious that you need to watch how much of the good fats you're eating, okay? From the carb side, high carb. So, people are taking, I think they're getting the wrong message in terms of the high carb from people I see that are following this. Some people are taking it that they can eat any carb and as much as they want. It doesn't matter if it's refined sugars, or if it's natural sugars or whatever. Refined sugars are not good for you. The more man has done to food, the worse it is for you. And especially that's true for when it's refined, the more treated it is. Now, if you have fruit and sugar versus like pure sugar, like a packet of sugar, there is no comparison. That packet of sugar is not good for you. The fruit sugar is good for you. So, if you eat loads of fruit, great. If you eat loads of like sugar, pouring it on everything and into everything, that is not good. If you're eating lots of junk food that's got loads of sugar but no fat, again, that is not good. I do not agree with that whatsoever. You need to focus on eating whole foods, healthy food. Eating loads of junk food just because it doesn't have lots of fat in it but it has tons of sugar, to me that makes no sense. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. Remember, it's all about, again, moderation, about being sensible. We need lots of carbs. Carbs is what fuels our body. It fuels our body for energy. It fuels ourselves if we exercise a lot. So it is important to consume, like, the main portion of your daily food intake should be carbohydrates for sure. But make sure it's proper whole foods, okay, proper foods. So it's like the brown foods versus the white foods, and less refined foods. And watching the sugar content, if it's fruit sugar, great, like say in a muesli, or in some health bars, or in actual fruit, versus these things that have loads of actual sugars and maltodextrin and glycerol and all these different things, high fructose corn syrup, they're not good for you, okay? And just one final point, in terms of like the whole eat as much as you want carb thing, again, I don't agree with that. We can intake a lot of it, even if the main thing is eating lots of the good stuff, okay? We do have a limit of how much we should consume. The bottom line is carbs are for energy. And if you're consuming too much carbohydrates in your diet, it has to go somewhere. It doesn't instantly convert to fat, but if you don't use it up within a couple of days, it will convert to fat. It stores in your liver, gives you a few days. If it doesn't get used up, it converts to fat. Okay, so if you're consuming too much, it has to go somewhere. Think about it that way. It's like a stock take at the end of the day. If you have some left over, they have to store somewhere. So if carbs go into your liver, waiting to be used for energy. But if you're not like an endurance athlete, you're not someone who exercises a good few hours a day, you don't have a very active life, they will convert to fat. So be very careful about how much you eat. So just to finish on the whole high carb, low fat, vegan diet, whole good or bad thing, I don't agree with not having any fats. Have fats, but have good ones, but limit how many. Okay, high carb, eat high carb, but make sure it's good carbs, make sure it's whole food, proper food, and at the same time look at your activity levels and determine how many carbs you actually need for it. Okay, so hope that has answered some of your questions. Maybe it might be totally in disagreement with what you believe. If so, put it below the video. Let's get some discussion going. You know, the only way, you know, to really get the truth out there is by sharing your own opinions, sharing facts. Let's get that going below the video. So comment, questions. Please share this video as well. It's an important topic to get out there, especially topical at the moment, with certain people really driving this high carb, low fat vegan diet, driving it hard everywhere, and I just want to get the truth out there. So subscribe, look at other links, and I look forward to speaking with you on the next video training.